Dodgers take one on the chin and have a bad game. Hey, what's the deal on Kershaw? When are we getting him back? Can the Dodgers match the Padre intensity going into tonight's matchup? And what is the state of the blue? What's the magic number as of today? All that and more right now here on Dodgers Digest. All right, Dodgers taking one on the chin. Oh, man, that is a painful way to lose. A triple play at the end of the game. Like, just, can you lose any worse than that? Like, making a comeback, all these straight singles, getting all these hits, no outs, and that's how you go out. Like chumps right there, man. I don't like to see that. And I know you as a Dodger fan don't like to see that either, okay? But we can take away some good things from here, all right? We had a lot of guys on base, all right? We also made that pitcher, we made him work. I mean, he was, 60 pitches by third inning or something like that? So there's some good takeaways that you can take from that, all right? But Dodgers definitely taking one on the chin. Hey, hit the subscribe button right there. We are climbing. We are rising. Mike Nelson and myself, we are providing you with fresh Dodger content out of the oven daily. And we'll continue to do that during the offseason as well. So all the way through the World Series into the offseason, we will be bringing you that Dodger content. All right, let's talk about Miguel Rojas. All right, I hate to bring Miggy Ro up because, listen, he is the epitome of a baller. That dude can play baseball. He probably eats crushed up baseballs for breakfast. He is a spark plug on the team. But every now and then, you're going to have a bad game. And here's what Miggy Ro had to say about his performance on the final at-bat last night. I'm confident that I can get to the fastball. So Miggy's feeling like it, but I think he also hit into a double play earlier in the evening, but that was probably not – I don't think that was on a fastball. Unfortunately, I hit it on the ground. It's been a tough one for me last couple of days. Haven't been able to get the job done, and I think I let the team down on that one. Miggy Ro. You know what? My dad used to say something that if you F up, own up. And Miggy Ro, breaking it down just like that, owning up for what happened. I think he also hit into a double play. So hit into a triple play, hit into a double play, not good. But Miggy Ro taking one on the chin for the team and saying he thought he could do it. You know what? I like his chances because if that ball's 3-4 feet higher off the ground, that thing's a base hit. 2-run score, just like that, tie game. All right, but once again, take something away from this, that there was some timely hitting, and we made them work as far as pitching goes. Yeah, it didn't equal a W in the win column, but that's why tonight is tonight. And the Dodgers will go back at it again. And, wow. And you know what? Could we use Kershaw back right about now? Okay? But a healthy Kershaw, not a Kershaw that says, yeah, man, I'm good. And you put him out there and you're pulling him out of the third inning and you're down 5 runs. Not that Kershaw. But when are we going to get Kershaw back? That is the biggest question. What is the latest? No earlier than the postseason. Bone spur, left big toe. Kershaw continued to keep his throwing arm loose. So his arm's good. If he could throw from a chair, that'd be awesome. Including throwing an 80-pitch bullpen session. He did that a few days back at Lone Depot Park. But even with a small progress, the Dodgers don't expect Kershaw to pitch in a big league game for the rest of the regular season. Now, of course, this was said before the loss. So, do you activate him sooner than later? But here's the problem. Okay, so I went and did a little research on bone spurs. And if any of you people know about a bone spur, the way to make them go away is actually grind them down. You grind down a bone spur because it's an extra growth on the bone. How come this has never been talked about with Kershaw to grind down that bone? It's like trying to throw without a shoe, with the shoe, with a cross-trainer shoe, like all these different things. But what is actually working, right? I think you're supposed to grind that down. And I'll tell you right now, if in the offseason we get some message saying that Kershaw is going to the doctor to have the bone spur grinded down, I was going to ask one question. Why wasn't that done immediately when he left the game, the last game, right? That's my point on that whole thing. All right, so some bright notes, of course. There are always a bright note. Edgardo actually performed quite well. Got to give him up yesterday. I think I got some geese flying over right now. Edgardo did quite well. Look, that kid is 22 years old. The Venezuelan came in and pitched 1 inning, struck out 2, but he can throw some serious, serious heat. That kid can throw 104 miles an hour. I think he threw 102 or something last night. And he's worked his way up from single A all in one season to make an appearance in the big league. So there is some bright points. Edgardo Henriquez is the name, number 60. Came in and just rocked it, the 22-year-old. So look for him to do big things for the Dodgers. All right, speaking of pitching, let's talk about pitching for tonight. Here is what we're looking at. Dylan Cease, he has been a monster on the mound, that guy right there. So it's not like, oh, hey, we got Dylan, so we have a chance today. So you can't even think like that. Every pitcher that the Padres are throwing to the mound, they're 1, 2, and 3s. So they're not messing around at all. They're playing this like playoffs, and we need to match their intensity. Jack Flaherty on the mound. Look, he's got a 3.10 ERA. It shows his earned run average for the last 3 games. It shows you is the 3.86, and you see 1.77. So Dylan, as of late, the last 3 games has been pretty much lights out, it looks like. They've allowed pretty much similar hits, 12 to 14. Strikeouts, 4 more strikeouts for Cease on his side. And walks, a little bit more walks on Flaherty's side too as well. And you got some big hitters on the Padres, so that is the matchup. I like the chances. I mean, Flaherty does have a better ERA. I think we got to do the same thing with Dylan as we did last night. Is the same thing. It's just we got to get him to throw a lot of pitches. So hopefully he's not throwing strikes right off the bat. But Dylan Cease and Jack Flaherty, I'm liking the matchup. I'm feeling pretty good about that. How does the Padres stack up against our man right there? Well, against Flaherty. Take a look. Those are the numbers right there. And it looks like Machado, he's hit him quite decently. Peralta's definitely hit him good. And Profar too as well. So those guys have hit him decently. All right. Fair enough. How about the Dodgers? How do they do against Cease? Well, look at that. We got some numbers here. Okay, so this is something we can work with here. Look at what Ohtani's done against him in the past. Okay. Look at those numbers right there. Okay. Muncie's done well against him. Lux has done decent. Hernandez, Kike, Freeman. So this is good. This is something we can take from this and feel a little bit better about the Dodgers' chances of that. And speaking of the Dodgers, it is time for the State of the Blue. How are the Dodgers doing? What's the score? What's going on? 93 wins, 64. You know what's crazy about that? 93 wins, 64 losses. Still the best team in baseball. And like we're all crying and singing sad songs today because they lost to the Padres. Okay? Short memory. Write that off. Throw it off the shoulder. Get rid of that stuff right there. Because tonight is a new game. So 93 and 64, best team in baseball still, no matter how much you want to change that if you're a Padre fan. 5 games left, 2 home games, of course, against the hated Pods. 3 away, we'll go visit the Rockies for 3, and the Padres will go visit the Diamondbacks, who have basically they've fallen apart here at the end of the season, so their chances of making it are done. So Diamondbacks, hopefully, playing loose, can beat up on the Padres for those 3 games. The Padres will face them out there in Arizona in the desert. So that's what's going on. State of the Blue. But how about the Dodgers? What is the magic number for the Dodgers? Please tell me. The Dodgers' magic number is 4. Cuatro. That's the number, 4. All right? You got 5 games left. I would think a win tonight would be quite important for the Dodgers, and that's what I'm going to hope for. So let's send out those positive vibes for the Dodgers. Always remember to hit the subscribe button. Be part of it. Mike Nelson and I are going to keep putting out that content all the way through the World Series. After the World Series, we will continue to do what the good deed for our Los Angeles Dodgers. Thanks for tuning in. Dodgers Digest, I'm Brad J. And remember, always think blue.